Welcome to another Raid Shadow Legends video. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. I am currently on the test server, guys. In today's video, we're gonna have a look at all of the new things coming to the game. The Chimera, Champion Rebalance, Relics, pretty much everything new that is coming this week. Now, I do want to mention, by the time that you are seeing this video, I won't be around. I will actually be in Romania. So apologies if I won't be dropping tons and tons of different videos on the new boss, but I just won't have enough time to prepare a lot of videos and especially to really try and find that perfect budget team that will allow you to get maximum damage, right? But hang on with me. Once I'll be back, you know that we are going to absolutely demolish the new boss, guys, the Chimera. So this is the new Bastion. Looks pretty cool, festive, Christmassy. We have the new champion right here, Mama Noel. I'm very curious to see how good she is, if she's going to be a nice champion or not. Nothing happened to the market yet, guys. Most likely is not going to happen in this update. Then, we don't have an area bonus for the new clan boss. Not at the moment. Most likely they will release one in a couple of months or so. And I feel like it's time to basically dive into the rewards. Then we're going to have a look at the relics and the rest. So, this boss will have rotations. This boss will reset every 1 week. It's not a daily clan boss, it's a weekly clan boss. And you're going to have 2 keys. It doesn't seem like you can purchase keys, like you could do it on the regular clan boss. So it's going to be very similar with Hydra. In terms of difficulties, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It seems like Nubs did a massive amount of damage right here, 7.4 million with his team. Definitely not looking very, very good, right? It is a very challenging boss. So, if we're going to start with the rewards from easy difficulty. So, these are the chests that you're having. I will check only the highest chest on each difficulty, guys. You can get 1 fragment. You need 100 fragments to summon the champion. If your clan will kill this every single week, you're going to get 2 fragments. If you kill 2 difficulties, you're going to get 4, 5 fragments every single week. Not that bad, not that great either. Now, in terms of other rewards, you're getting clan gold, XP, you're getting gemstones for the relics, you're getting materials, and you're actually getting a relic. If we're going to go over to normal difficulty, the night chest, 9.7 million to get that top chest. And again, 1 fragment only. So yes, if you're killing easy and normal, you're going to get 4 fragments a week. Okay, do the math. 100 fragments, split it at 4. Will give you exactly how many weeks you need. Then at the hard difficulty, we have the Guardian chest. And still 1 fragment only. The rewards, the rest, they seem to be pretty much the same. You're just getting higher rarities in terms of materials and stuff. Not looking exciting in terms of rewards, man. Like I've told you in that video, is this enough for you? A mythical champion that we don't know what he's going to do exactly in terms of how effective will be considering what the meta is. It really depends if the meta evolves in the meantime. But the rest of the rewards, they do feel pretty meh, underwhelming, right? Then going over to brutal difficulty, you need 36 million to get the top chest. You can get 1 to 2 fragments from here on. And pretty much the same cup of tea, just materials, gemstones. Then if we are going to go over to Nightmare, the boss will have 1.2 billion and you will require 84 million damage for the top chest. Now let me tell you, it will not be easy. At least till we're not getting relics on our champions, gemstones to enhance their stats, etc. I've done a couple of runs on the Ultra Nightmare. I haven't managed to 1-key it. I got close to it. But I will let you know what sort of stats you can expect on Ultra Nightmare. I haven't checked the other difficulties yet. Either way, the rewards here as well. On Nightmare, 1 to 2 fragments. You are getting extra materials, epics, legendaries, tons of different things, gemstones, 2-star relic. And if we are going to go to Ultra Nightmare, we have 112.5 million for the top chest. As I mentioned, I'm not saying it's impossible. I haven't done enough testing. I haven't tested a lot of champions, but I will walk you through a couple of different things in a second. I think it will be hard to do it without the gemstones, without the relics, on Ultra Nightmare. To be very honest with you guys. And the rewards, you get the drill. You get the drill, right? Either way, that's what we can expect from the new clan boss. These are the rewards. Now, unfortunately, we cannot see the clash to see what rewards we're getting from there. So we might have to wait for that to appear in the actual game. I know they've mentioned that it will be on the test server, but unfortunately it's not. So most likely they will turn it on after I'm gone, right? So let me just quickly have a look at the gemstones. I'll show you how the whole forge thing works. And then we are going to move onto something else. So you have the materials. Unfortunately, I have none at the moment. You have the chances right here to basically get these relics. These are all of the relics that we have in the game. You have a few of them that you can craft only with materials from Chimera. And the standard ones, I would assume they come from the Siege mode, from Live Arena, and other events that will give us these currencies as rewards. Now, there are a few interesting ones. And once I'm going to get to it, I'm going to explain you. Wearer places a 10% magma shield buff for 2 turns at the start of the battle. Also places a magma shield buff on the wearer for 2 turns whenever they lose 25% HP of their HP in a single hit. And these are the stats that you're getting: resistance, HP, and defense. And then, of course, you can add gemstones, which will add additional effects and stats. So the power creep is real. Then we have a Hallowed Hilt. Whenever the wearer heals an ally with an active skill, has a 25% chance to place the fervor buff on the ally for 1 turn. I can't really see what this buff is at the moment. Maybe I can find a way to look in the actual info in the game to see them all, to see all of the buffs and debuffs. We might have to do that. You're getting speed, HP, and resistance. And this is a 4-star. You can take them all the way to 6 stars. Then we have Aspect of Siroth. When the wearer receives fatal damage, reduces it by 50% of their turn meter, and then fully reduces their turn meter. Cooldown 1 turn. So this can keep your champions alive, but at the cost of dropping their turn meter and other things. Then we have the next one, Wand of Submission. Wearer has a 25% chance to reflect all of the crowd control debuffs, including sheep, back at the producer. So I wanted to talk about this actually. They are making some more adjustments to polymorph, and seems like they are bringing in another RNG mechanic to counter polymorph. Yes, they've told me that wait till you get a champion, maybe new things are coming that will hit polymorph back, right? This is a good thing. So maybe the new mythical champion will be amazing because we have this, but a lot of other champions will become amazing because of this. So I do want to say that probably this is going to be one of the most impactful relics in the entire game for PvP. Having the ability to deflect sheep, and it's a 25% chance. It's basically the same chance to get polymorphed. So the enemy has a 25% chance to polymorph you, and you will have a 25% chance to reflect it back. I think is definitely a pretty interesting thing, and getting HP, speed, and accuracy, very, very good. And this can be used on all of the debuffers, etc. And you have exactly the stats that you need. Then, moving over to the next one, we are moving to 2-star ones. Wearer's defense increases by 1% each time they receive damage, stacking up to 10%. Okay, not that bad. Not that bad. But 1%, 10% defense is not that great, right? Then we have the next one. Wearer's turn meter increases by 10% whenever one of their allies dies. This can be good on some support to champions to revive and stuff. But you know what? I'm not feeling it that amazing, you know? Then we have Golden Elixir. Wearer is instantly healed by 10% when their HP drops below 50. Decent as well. You're getting a bit of extra healing. Moving on to the rare ones, guys, we have Unholy Grail. Wearer deals 2% more damage if under any debuffs. That can work very similar with the Mastery, right? Where you're getting increased damage. But this time around, you don't have a cap on it. So it can be pretty interesting. Especially on a Tranda, right? Mask of Rage. Wearer receives 5% less damage from enemies under provoke debuffs. Okay-ish, I would assume. Then we have Journal of Necrotos. Wearer heals and Termiter increase effects applied to allies are boosted by 15%. This can be very nice on Termiter boosters, to be honest. 15% Termiter and the healing too can be really, really nice, actually. Then we have another one right here. The wearer receives 2% less damage if under any debuffs. It's not a lot of damage reduction, but hey, it's a rare. And by the looks of it, guys, because I forgot to mention, it seems like the rarity matters very much because it allows you to add more slots, right? More gemstones. So you have more slots for that. If it's a rare, you only have a gem slot. Then we have the Chimera ones. And let's see, are they good? We have Stormcaller. Wearer has a 20% chance of placing a Stormcall buff on themselves whenever they land a critical hit. So this gives you crit damage, attack, and speed. I'm not really sure exactly what this does yet, but we're going to try to find all of these buffs in the game. Then we have Chrono Cube. The wearer has a 50% chance to take 2 turns in a row. If this effect activates, the wearer skips the next turn. Occurs only once per battle. You're getting HP, attack, and defense. This can be really nice, though. Having a 50% chance to take 2 turns in a row. It's almost like a guaranteed relentless, but of course, it's a 50% chance. Very, very nice, actually. It will cost you your next turn, but if this can turn the tide of in a fight, I feel like it can be very, very nice. Then we have the Gore Crescent. The wearer's next attack after killing an enemy deals 20% more damage. Speed, attack, and crit damage. Not that excited about this. Yeah, 20% more damage can be nice, but anyway, your damage dealers will do good damage regardless. So I feel like they're much better ones that can work. This doesn't work in Hydra because decapitating a head doesn't count as a kill. So yeah, it's just the next attack as well. Then we have Hand of Uncreation. The wearer reduces the chance of debuff application, buff removal, and steal effects, Termiter reduction effects, and increased skill cooldown effects by 10%. Holy moly RNG! This will bring so much RNG to the table versus lockout champions, buff removing champions, stealing effects, Termiter reduction, etc. This is a very interesting one. Accuracy, resistance, and speed. I like this one, to be honest. A lot of RNG though. 10%. Then, Scroll of the Unseen. Wearer's damage increases by 1% each time any other champion takes a turn when the wearer is under a veil or a perfect veil, stacking up to 30%. This is nice. This is nice, can work very good for the Hydra clan boss, can work very good for pretty much any type of content in the entire game. So, this is nice. The only problem is that the damage bonus resets after the wearer takes a turn. So, it really depends. Do we find better ones than this to use on our damage dealers in the PvE content, or we won't? Orb of Transfixion. The wearer has a 10% chance to steal 1 random buff when attacking a target. This effect cannot be resisted and occurs once per skill. No accuracy. You have a chance to steal a buff. Can be pretty nice. Remember about Polymorph. Then, moving on to the rares. Malefic Talon. Wearer has a 20% chance to deal 10% more damage when attacking. RNG, not great. Wearer's defense increases by 1% for each ally under an ally protection buff placed by them. You can only get a maximum of 5% by the looks of it. You have 5 more allies in your team, right? So, not feeling it that good, but hey, it's a rare one. Then we have the Molten Deadbell. The wearer's turn meter increases by 10% when applying stun, sleep, fear, true fear, freeze, provoke, petrification, and ship debuffs to enemies. Occurs once per turn. I mean, Armans is already getting a lot of turn meter. Imagine having this as well. Of course, the polymorph one is better, but hey, we have some pretty interesting one. And I think I forgot this one. Wearer's turn meter reduction effects are boosted by 15%. Yeah, so I missed that one. But these are all of the relics, guys. You will require materials in here to put them up. The better the rarity, the better the chance to get something good out of it. I have 1 relic so far, and this is the Unholy Grail. As you may notice, you unlock different stats at higher levels. I feel like level 15 is the highest, or it might be 16. I just don't have enough materials to get it done. I have 1 gemstone on it. And the gemstone gives me this. Thermometer increased effects are 10% more effective on the wearer. So the gemstones will be very, very powerful. No other gemstones to show you, unfortunately. Now, I'm pretty positive that it might be some way to see all of the buffs, what they're doing and stuff. I might be wrong. Maybe we don't have a way to see them in-game. Somewhere at info, maybe. I don't even see any of the new ones, though, right here. Like, we don't have the magma shield buff. I don't think they've added them just yet to this part. Or maybe I'm... Oh, there we go. That's how you see them. I knew there was a way. I couldn't remember exactly how. So let's see if we can find any of the new ones, right? Revive on that, ally protection, decrease crit damage, sleep, unkillable, rage, bomb, weaken, block, active, provoke, dazed. So that's the minor one, right? If I remember it correctly, we have the decapitated, hex, leech, life barrier, fear, poison cloud, stone skin, sensitivity, block, active, skills, petrification, vengeance, serpent will, pain link, bone armor, heal reduction, decrease resistance, smite, lightning orb, taunt, iron branch, sheep, poison, enfeeble, seal, eclipse, intercept, berserk, hunter gaze. Okay, so we do have the new ones. So the hunter gaze, damage dealt to a champion under the hunter's gaze debuff cannot be decreased, blocked, redirected, or transferred. This applies only to damage dealt directly by skills and not from debuffs, passives, masteries, or blessings. Damage dealt to a champion under the hunter's gaze debuff will ignore unkillable, block damage, increase defense, strength, and ally protection, veil, perfect veil, and shield buffs. Champions can still evade damage while under the hunter's gaze debuff. So the Chimera boss has this as a debuff, so is a very dangerous one by the looks of it. Then, Necrosis, we have the buffs as well. So, oh my god, what a massive wall of text. When an enemy champion dies, a single Necrosis stack is placed on all other alive enemies. When another champion dies, an additional Necrosis stack will be placed on all other alive enemies, and so on. Each Necrosis stack deals damage equal to 5% of this champion's max HP at the beginning of their turn. I mean the champion that has the stack on. For example, if a champion has 3 Necrosis stacks, the damage is equal to 15% of their max HP and will be dealt to them at the beginning of their turn. Necrosis stacks do not decrease upon activation at the beginning of a champion's turn, and Necrosis is placed on a champion irrespective of the number of debuffs that are currently on them. Damage dealt by Necrosis cannot be increased by other effects, and placement of a Stone Skin buff will remove Necrosis. If there are any dead enemy champions in the battle after a Stone Skin buff expires, Necrosis stack equal to the number of dead enemy champions will be reapplied. So I was actually talking about this in the video where we talked about the champion, the new mythical, and I was curious how this actually works. I actually missed that they've posted this part as well in the CC chat the other day. So the stacks do not disappear, which is good. I'm not sure how the interaction will work, because I've seen some interesting things in the comments actually from you guys. Will this Necrosis trigger polymorph? Because it gets applied when a champion dies. It's not like somebody's applying the debuff. So it is all about the coding, right? But I'm pretty positive that it will count towards polymorph. Now, when a dead enemy champion is revived, a single Necrosis stack is removed from alive enemies. If multiple champions are revived, Necrosis stacks will be removed equal to the number of champions revived. So, Revive and Stone Skin will be the way to get rid of Necrosis stacks. Then, if we are going to move over to the buffs, we have 3 new buffs right here, right? Actually, no, Intercept is there. We have Fervor, increases damage inflicted by 10% and reduces damage received by 10%. So this is actually solid. This is actually a very good one. I think was a mythical one if I'm not mistaken. Then we have Stormcall. Each Stormcall stack increases the damage dealt by a champion by 3%. A champion can have a maximum of 5 Stormcall stacks at one time. When attacking with 5 Stormcall attacks, places a guaranteed stun debuff on the target and removes all Stormcall stacks. This stun debuff cannot be resisted. Actually pretty interesting. You can get 15% increased damage, and a chance to land a stun. Definitely not a bad one. Now, the duel, we already know what it does because we've seen that description. One thing that I cannot really remember, to be honest, and I know this is from the Doom Tower boss, is the Magma Shield. I'm quickly going to try to see if I can find it just to refresh a bit my memory and your memory as well, guys. Because I really don't remember what it does. The Magma Shield. Where are you? Either I'm blind, either it doesn't have a description in here. Maybe it doesn't. It's a buff, right? So it should be on the blue side. Eternal Rage, Life Barrier, Poison Cloud, Stone Skin, Vengeance, Serpent's Will, Increase Bone Armor, Lightning, Taunt, Eclipse, Intercept. No, it doesn't have it. Okay. I was actually curious a bit to see what that does. But that's pretty much everything for this video. These are all of the changes coming to the game, guys. As I mentioned, nothing else in terms of QOL stuff is in the game at the moment, at least from what I've seen. Nothing related to the Hydra, like Insta Battle or anything like that, as you guys may notice. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. As I mentioned, keep an eye. I will be doing a few different videos on the boss. I'll try to do a budget team and a regular team. That was all. Appreciate all of you guys watching. Let me know in the comments down below what do you think about all of these changes, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.